world, everybody outside of the YouTube world. It is I, your Conquistador Javier, and with me on the Literary League of Heroes, I have Mr. D Hyde. What's going on, D Hyde?
Not a whole lot, man. Just chilling. I haven't done a show. I almost called it Wednesday because we missed our new comic book show last night. It's been sick, but it's Thursday. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling ready to dive deep in my man Frank. Oh God, I'm ready to dive deep in this book that we've been reading. Welcome back, Frank.
I like it. I like the enthusiasm and the passion, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We are here, the Conquistadorks, and we are continuing our comic book club, Oprah Boys Book Club.
Oprah Boys.
Oprah Boys. We have poor Mike in the Conquistador comic book chat. What's going on, poor Mike?
What's up? What's going on?
And tonight on the Oprah Boys Book Club, we are talking about the Punisher series, issue number 8. Welcome back, Frank.
Yeah.
By Garth Ennis, Steve Dillon on the art, and Jimmy Palmiotti on the inks, and Tim Bradstreet on these covers. This is issue number 8. It's a 12-issue maxi-series by Marvel. Came out in the 2000s. And this issue is the one that we will be doing a deep dive review on tonight's episode of Oprah Boys Book Club.
Oprah Boys?
Chillin'. That's good, man. I like it. It's time to find out if Ma G dies. She makes a small appearance here. So yeah, this is issue number 8. So we still have this one and then 4 more to go until the conclusion, the big conclusion, to see what happens. Volcano? Sharks? Volcano?
Fire ants? Oh man. I will say this. You haven't nailed it, but I will say it does happen, and you're gonna have to wait because that's the final issue. And it's no news to anybody. It's just that, she's going to get it. But you have to wait. You have to wait. And she gets it. It's a good one. But, yeah, I kind of love Ma Gnucci as a character. And I kind of wish it's a good character. She's so horrible. And
she is very horrible. And it's hilarious. This is issue number 8, but the next issue, she has this whole getup, her whole outfit in the next issue.
Oh yeah, she's back, and
it's hilarious.
She's back in it.
But this issue kind of dives deep into. This came out in 2000. It ran into 2001, and then the movie came out in 2004. So if you guys remember the movie.
That came out in 2004?
Yeah. That's what it says over here. April 16th, 2004. Unless that might be some promotional material. I'm not sure. But
oh my God, it did.
Yeah.
Oh. It feels like, whoa. I don't know, that changed. I got a bunch of things muddled in my life. I thought that came out way earlier.
No, yeah, this one came 2004, and this is like the one with John Travolta, and it has some inspiration from this issue, this run, this series, and you see some of the characters from that movie, that first appeared in this book, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, in life of 2 YouTubers, enjoy torturing Javi with your bad guesses. Those are actually good guesses for a Punisher book by Garth Ennis. Those are actually really good guesses. I wasn't like, oh, bad guesses. Those have all probably happened at some point in a Punisher book written by Garth Ennis.
Nice, that's cool.
Sharks for sure.
Yeah.
Sharks for sure at some point. Fire ants, I'm pretty sure. Volcano, maybe. Maybe. But
that would be intense.
Yeah, like sharks for sure. Like, more than once, I think. Sorry, but I had to do that. That had to be said. That those are not bad guesses.
No, not at all. It's all in good fun. But yeah, man. Here we have like the first pages of this issue. I really dig this issue.
Oh,
It's very well written. There's not much filler. Not that these issues are filled, they don't have a lot of filler, but like there's just very good storytelling, and it hits you right at the end, hits you in the soft spots. But I love this first page. This is the first page of the book, and here we have, jumping the gun a little bit, I guess we can talk about the last issue.
yeah.
Frank is recovering. He has about half a dozen bullet wounds in him. His Kevlar was able to stop some of them, but he managed to get back to his apartment, make it back safe there.
Yeah.
He's recovering. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to take out any of the bullets out of the wounds, so he's hurting. He's in pain. He's in agony. He's just lying in bed, and the neighbors, Joanne and Spacker Dave, are watching over him.
Well, Joanne is currently watching over him. Spacker Dave, who did have all the first aid knowledge, who was going to help, he is being harassed by the mobsters. They found out that he kind of realized he knew something because he spilled the beans, and so they're currently torturing him.
Yeah. So here's the first page of the book. We have Joanne by Punisher's bed, and she's questioning him. Why do you kill them?
Yeah.
And Punisher's just kind of in and out of consciousness, and he says, bad people, I mean. And he just says, I hate them.
Yeah.
And then this bottom panel down here where Steve Dillon's art is just amazing. What's going on? Aggressively relaxing?
Yo!
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, no, yeah, just I thought it might be because you wanted to make the world safe for good people, is what she says afterwards. And Frank Castle's look of just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, bad people, I hate them, gotta kill them. Jesus, what's so hard to get?
Yeah, that look of like she's judging me, and he can't do anything about it because he's just in his bed just bleeding out.
And the next page, I have to read this, because this is one of the funniest things to me. The next page is so good. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Joanne is by his bedside, and his inner dialogue pops up. It's my favorite stuff ever. This is why I love the Punisher. Half a dozen bullets in me, beds full of blood, lying here dying with Joan the Mouse and Spacker Dave for company. Of all the ways I could have checked out, this has to be the dumbest. It's so good.
Desperate measures.
Desperate measures. Yeah. Like, so good.
Really, really good.
He's so furious. He could have been killed by so many mafia guys and like gunfire, people like toe-to-toe fights where like they were just beating the shit out of each other, and he had to beat a guy to death, or he was going to beat him to death in like an arena full of people. All of these ways the Punisher could have died, and he's bleeding out with some woman judging him. And Spacker Dave, the pierced tweaker dude who lives next to him, as their protection. He's like, I'm just going to die. And this is so dumb. This is like almost preventable. If there was one competent person here, I would be fine.
That's hilarious.
Good. Garth Ennis could encapsulate so much for a character. Oh man,
you have a great Punisher voice. So there, yeah, no, you do for sure, dude. There is a way you can get these comics digitally. It's I would suggest going into your web browser and going into incognito mode or private mode And then just Googling read comics online, and there's these like websites. It's like readcomicsonline.to or like .ru. They have a lot of ads. Just search at your own risk is my safe advice. It is possible to get them, but it's just, kind of, if it's like downloading music illegally in the same sense.
Yeah, so we don't condone that. We don't condone it.
No, I mean, you can do it. It's just,
no. Goddamn, how it's bad, everybody. Don't do it. You know?
Rena Brown, what's going on? Yes, I am wearing this Isle of the Dark shirt.
Awesome. We have a libertarian point of view for most things, as long as no harm, but we are not advocating people.
Right. Yeah. These, you can also, scan your comics in HD format and then pull them up in your computer.
Yeah. Take pictures with your phone.
Ma Gnucci gets the call from the gangsters, as Derek was mentioning.
Yeah.
Spacker Dave is captured. He's kidnapped by two of Ma Gnucci's head honchos, and they're gonna do what they need to do to get information.
Yeah, they got to do it. And a small thing is the goon who's holding up the phone to Ma Gnucci's. He looks so sad in the face. Like, there's a goon who's holding up the phone to Ma Gnucci. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Like, up at the top is like the good. Yeah. The Russian under. I'm sorry. I'm scatterbrained. I forgot how good this issue was.
Yeah. Well, she mentions like, call the Russian, because that's the guy who she needs to take down the Punisher. This guy known as the Russian.
I love the Russians so much.
Yeah. So Spacker Dave is being kidnapped. He's being tortured, and this is all happening in the same apartment building. So the goons, Ma Gnucci's goons, they don't know where the Punisher is just yet. So they're torturing Spacker Dave to get that information. And that's where, it kind of happens in the movie, just in, different way.
Yeah. This is like, in these last few pages is where they really start lifting things from the movie. And really the only thing from the movie lifted was the neighbors, which is strange. That's really the only thing they took away from this book, was the kooky gang of neighbors.
Yeah, the neighbors, and
and Garth Ennis,
his bravado. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And like Garth Ennis is able to he's able to bring these weird tropes that usually don't work in things that are just usually cliche and dumb, like the weird kooky neighbors of the Punisher. Like, it wouldn't work in a thing. It didn't really work in the movie as well as it should have. But it's one of the funniest things. And poor Mike, yes, he was. Kevin Nash was the Russian in the movie. He didn't have any lines, sadly. The Russian is very verbose in the books.
Yeah, he is.
And it's such a shame, because Kevin Nash doing a big Russian accent, saying the dumbest things would have been the best. That's a missed opportunity. The Russian is in it, but they don't do what they should have done with the Russian and make him a big, verbose, big muscle idiot. Silent killer, like, ooh, Kevin Nash looking all mean. It wasn't the same. Kevin Nash stinks.
Thanks for hanging out, Rena.
That's another. Kevin Nash stinks is another episode.
That's another stream.
Yeah, that'll be another stream probably soon.
So, as I mentioned, this is happening all in the same apartment building. We have Joanne mentioning how Spacker Dave has been screaming somebody's in his apartment, and that just ignites Frank. He asks Joanne to help him up, and then if you want to do the Punisher voice, Go for it, man.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, this is Dave. That's so good. Dave, just Dave screaming, just so matter of factly. He's like, "Cut me up." Lightning strikes my chest, crackles down my ribs, fries my heart like burger meat. All this pain, I'm not even on my feet. Then it settles to steady agony. Why wait for death to come to me? And he's just marching off to go probably die, as far as he's concerned. He's gonna save Spacker Dave's life and just die and end it.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's better than just lying in bed and doing nothing. You know, at least he now.
Well, this woman judges you in a weird, like silently passive aggressive way.
Right.
And for the Punisher, that's the worst.
So we get one of my favorite scenes in this book. So the Punisher, all he has is a knife. He has no gun, so he knocks on the door just like nonchalantly, and then one of the goons answers, and he just goes and stabs him. Right? They both fall down on the floor. So Punisher is just there, like hurt, lying on the floor.
So dumb, but I love
and
it.
Then we get this scene where the Punisher launches out his knife.
Yeah. Ballistic knife, spring loaded, old favorite of mine. Like what? Oh, I love it. And the thing is that I've never looked it up. Never ever looked it up. But it's
there. Yeah, they make them.
But I know it's real. Yeah, I know it's a real thing.
And then, of course, we get that confirmation, like, look what they did to Dave. Yeah, they pulled his rings out.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, but, bloody and violent on both ends, on both sides.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's just gross. It's so good. And I love... I'm sorry, I zoned out for a second, but did you mention what Punisher said after he spring-loaded his knife? What he said about poor Dave? Poor Spacker Dave? Look at Dave. Look what they've done to him. They've... Jones all like, they've... And he's like, they pulled his rings out. Just, again, straight to the point. Like, oh, they pulled his rings out of his face. They disfigured him.
Yep, just straight to the point,
Yeah.
That's the Punisher, Oh, man, what a guy.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, Dave's still around. He just got his face all messed up and mangled. They just mangled him up pretty good.
We'll see him soon.
Yeah. Then we're back with our detectives.
Our detectives, they're like handling the scene, and there's been in this issue, just in this issue alone, there's been this like weird undertone of because they've been spending a lot of time together. So Soap has been like looking at Molly a certain way,
Yeah.
Maybe like he has like a little crush on her.
Yeah, and he's a dope. Like he's a lovable loser guy who's you could tell. Again, the character's so built up. He's a perfect archetype that he is the kind of guy who will be like all fall over somebody immediately. The first person he meets. He's close.
Yeah. So they have this scene at the bar, and they're still continuing their movie game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that doesn't stop. Reservoir Dogs, obvious. Still a heck of a movie. Like just the coolest. So good. He's the best at dialogue. Ennis, that is.
You have the like Soap looking at Molly like, a certain type of way.
Right.
And Molly is actually talking about like the whole workforce, like how she doesn't really like politicians and politics and upper class, you know, the people in higher ranks, and how they're the ones who are actually corrupt. They're the ones who are, you know, in bed with the Gnuccis, and, you know, doing all these criminal things. She even mentions how she calls them the rank and file.
Right.
The rank and file, how she doesn't really like how they get behind the Punisher, and they see the Punisher as kind of like this icon of theirs, but she just sees them as good people. You know, she just doesn't like people of higher rank. You know,
Yeah.
she doesn't think that they're doing their jobs.
No, of course, and most of the time they don't, because you know it's power, and it's all a big mess around and fuck around to get money, and through any means necessary. When you have all, I'm not getting into that. We all know.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah.
know.
So this is like coming that, you know, it's still that kind of conversation. And here we have like, oh, you're really, and then you know, Molly just turns him down. She just is like, oh, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah. You know, Molly, you're really, really a lesbian. What was that you were saying about the commissioner?
Yeah, just continue to talk
Yeah.
about work, and they can just continue their game, and they're at the Irish pub, so they just have another round.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's yeah. And he's just like, all right, two more, please, Kevin. Get lost, soap. The guy who hates him.
We got 12 issues on this book, 12
Yeah.
issues on this series.
It's
But
12.
you need it, man. It came out monthly, so back in the 2000s too. So I mean, I'll bring this up now. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It came out in the 2000s. That's when Steve Dillon was very popular. Well, he was popular before then too, but
Well, yeah. Yeah. I'd say this is post Preacher.
Yeah.
Preacher is when these two became an iconic team. So they were an iconic team at this point, fresh off of Preacher.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just pull this page up. I think the art is gritty to a certain extent. It's drawn on black background, so that kind of makes it a little bit more dark. Steve Dillon's art is just unique.
Yeah. Like I get where you're coming from on the cartoony thing, but like yeah, what you really need to see is like the stuff drawn. Like this is a very indoors issue, and like all the backgrounds are bright and stuff, but oh, there's some stuff that demonstrates how gross and gritty Steve Dillon could get. That's what makes it so gross, is how cartoony and light everything is, but then the violence and stuff is kind of drawn in a weird realistic manner, which kind of adds like a grossness to it. Like there are certain things that are cartoony, then you look at certain things like the exact perfect the doctor's face in this page, like the way it's worn and like wrinkled, and you know this guy's been through, this illegal backroom doctor has been through a lot of shit, and you can tell that from the way he's holding the bottle and positioning his cigarette, like positioning everything. You could just tell from the weird body language of this guy drinking a thing that he is a backroom doctor who is not happy about being a backroom doctor and happy to help the Punisher. Like that's a broken man, and that's a hard thing to convey through art. Like that's a broken man.
Yeah, and Punisher's just expression, you know, his reaction to everything that's going on.
Yeah.
What's going on, Barbarian? It's all good, man. Sometimes you know, gotta get it in, gotta get it out. Cool explanation, thanks. I mean, you know, I don't know if I haven't been exposed to a lot of Steve Dillon's work, but this is probably one of the first few things that I've read that he's drawn. I would like to read more. I would like to get into Preacher and things like that, but but I've always thought that Steve Dillon had a unique art style, and it was sort of, I don't even know. I don't want to say it, King of the Hilly.
Oh, I get what you mean because of the head shapes.
Yeah, because of the head shapes.
Yeah, no. There is something like, trust me, I get it. There's something at first like, what is this? This is weird, kind of cartoony. Then you read it, you're like, oh man, like the little things he does. It's just such good storytelling stuff.
I'll say this: it doesn't take away from the book; it only adds.
Yeah.
Fits so well, and I've mentioned this in previous episodes. The synergy between the storytelling and the art is just precise.
Yeah, Garth Ennis even explained it, said it about Steve Dillon. I've heard this said about Steve Dillon many times. He's one of the best storytelling artists. He's one of the best. Like, it's Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. These guys killed this. Killed it.
Kill it. Good expression or good adjective for the Punisher book.
Yeah.
So we have this backroom doctor asking the Punisher if he would like anesthetics.
Yeah.
Anesthesia.
Yeah.
And Punisher just takes a bullet out of his gun and just bites down at it, tells him to dig away.
Do you need any anesthetics? I don't. Dig away.
And
real quick. He mentions it real quick. This is kind of important because this doctor's a drunk. And you're like, well, Punisher's trusting a drunk dude? He's like, yeah, there's better doctors. There's way better backroom doctors. But he won't be ratting me out to the Gnucci's. Every other one would. This guy has something that he won't rat me out to the Gnucci's. He will help me out.
Yeah, this guy is somebody, and he mentions he found his card on a dead man's wallet.
Yeah.
And it's just some doctor who is not the best, but he will get the job done, and he does get the job done. He takes the bullets out of Punisher's wounds, and he also stitches up Spacker Dave's face.
Yeah,
good. So here we have Spacker Dave recovering. He will recover, guys. Spacker Dave.
Did you not take out the page of him biting on the bullet and him thinking of all the things?
I did. The splash page?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. You know, those pages are...
Well, it's just a big
You got to read them on your own, man, and come across that on your own, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I have it here, but if you want to show it off, you can show it off.
Oh, no, if you have it there, I'm just thinking, because it's a big thing. Put it up. We're selling people on this thing. Yeah, you got it there.
So he's biting down on this bullet. It's this awesome...
Yeah, big splash of everything. And it's just because we're talking about the grittiness of it. And this is as gritty as it gets with all the head faces on fire.
My favorite is on the upper left. You can see him holding up a body that he's going to throw off of
the Empire State Building. Yeah, this is like this is him flashing back to all the people he just recently killed.
Yeah.
This is the war that I don't know what it is that keeps you going, mister, but you better pray you have a little left. I do. Then this. This is what he's got left in him. That's him torching all the people with the flamethrower. That's Ma Gnucci getting eaten by the polar bears. That's
and
him.
It mentions he's got a lot of it left, you know?
Yeah.
So
a lifetime's worth.
A lifetime's worth, which is just, infinite until he just goes down.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what he does. We have Superpower Review. What's going on? Hey. And Varangian Vigilante. What's going on, man?
Thanks, guys, for coming out.
Thank you for hanging out. Got a couple more pages to go before we end this comic book review. This is we're
very nearly done because the last few pages are big.
Yeah. Goofy. This is the Conquistadork Book Club, our comic book club, which we call Oprah Boys Book Club. And we've been reviewing this series. You know, Biggie's asking, you know, is this 20 issues deep? But it's a 12-issue maxi-series. We're almost up to the end. We have this issue. and then 4 more issues to go. We might, I don't know. We might do 2 and 2. We'll see. But we've done an episode for each issue before this. This is issue number 8, Punisher. Welcome back, Frank. 2000 to 2001 series by Garth Ennis, Steve Dillon, and Jimmy Palmiotti. So, Spacker Dave, he's back. He's recovering, and so is the Punisher. He even mentions his, like, it's just up to the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
And this moment got me, bro. I don't know if it got you when you first read it, but it.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I kind of forgot about this, but yeah, no, it's a nice moment.
It's a very, very nice moment, heartwarming moment, and everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
And as a comic book reader, and as a Punisher fan, and as somebody who can understand where he's coming from, and then this issue just does so well as explaining it, their relationship from the beginning to this moment right now, where she's asking him. We've been mentioning it throughout this episode how she's been judging him, and the Punisher tells her to give the doctor the money. So he's like, okay, it's supposed to be 4,000, but the Punisher says, okay, give him 10,000 for keeping your mouth shut. And the doctor's like, no, it's for my whiskey, for drinking whiskey.
Yeah,
so they already have a system going on.
Yeah, and he says it very. You sold it kind of slapstick.
Yeah, I did.
Way more sad than that.
I did.
Here's the money for doing it. Here, it's for keeping you. Oh, it's for buying whiskey. It's for keeping your mouth shut. No, it's for buying whiskey.
Yeah,
no, I'm not gonna say anything. It's not for not saying anything. I'm a fucking disgusting old drunk.
Thanks for joining us, VV. What's going on, Glitter and Duct Tape? Thank you for hanging out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Live with YouTubers. I did promise you the inside scoop, and I did promise you it'd be an issue 11.
11? But we do get some of her makeup in issue number 9, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, she's in her makeup, but we get the reveal of the secret in 11.
We might need to lump some 2 issues in one.
Yeah, we might have to.
We'll see. So, like 2 big grand finales, like a preseason finale and then a
exactly.
finale. So we get this moment. Joanne pays the doctor the money. Punisher is recovering. He's got the next 24 hours to decide if he will live or if he will bleed out. And he tells her, he's like, what the hell? And he tells Joanne that his name is Frank.
Yeah. Because, again, she's just been calling him Mr. Smith.
Right.
And, yeah, so he comes like, what the hell? This isn't going to hurt any. I know why I do this, but I know why I'm doing this, too. She needs this. Whatever. My name's Frank. It's like, okay, Frank. And you could tell it means the world to poor little Joan.
Yeah. Joan.
Poor little, she's so nice.
So, we know, I mean, as readers, we know the Punisher is going to recover. We know he's going to come back. Yeah. So,
especially in the miniseries.
Yeah, especially in this miniseries. So in issue number 9, we get more of that. But at the very end of this issue, we have it closing off with a scene, a couple pages showcasing the Russian. So there's this unit, I guess, this like strike force in Kazakhstan.
Bravo Force.
Yeah, called Bravo Force. Just a super joke,
Yeah.
Super satirical. Bravo Force, they're going after the Russian. They mention how the Yakuza they were the last ones to go after the Russian, and the last 3 teams were wiped out.
Yeah.
And I love this page.
I know. I gotta read exactly what they say because the joke is how serious and badass they are. Like, there you go. That's our target. Okay, I want a fast, tight deployment. Plan green. Sections right and left. Let's have it smooth by the numbers, guys. The Russian is supposed to be one tough hombre. Killed the last 3 teams the Yakuza sent after him. But tonight, his luck runs out. Tonight, he's up against Bravo Force. Let's go. And then they run off into the night, ready to fight him.
Hoorah! But
exactly. So good.
The team goes in, and this very good lettering in this page, but you can see what the Russian is. This crazy, maniacal, very strong, intimidating person, and he's just able to take out Bravo Force. And this is the guy who's going after the Punisher. This is the guy who Ma Gnucci called. This is who she relies on. And the Russian's very excited and very loyal, too. He's like, oh, I've been thinking about you,
Yeah.
Oh, you've been thinking about me, too? Of course I'll do this for you.
After he just killed like 7 men, 7 elite fighters. He's just like, oh, ha, ha. Oh, that's right. He's laughing. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Then the phone rings.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, hello? Ma Gnucci? How are you? Oh, I think of you often. Oh. He's just very happy to go to New York and do whatever Ma needs him to do.
Yeah, he's on the next flight over.
Yeah. So,
it's on the very next plane.
Yeah, so, he's happy. He's so happy to be there to do it because he's the Russian.
So I'm sure issue number 9, there'll be, a Russian appearance, and then the Punisher, he's going to be recovering.
Yeah, definitely.
And getting closer to Ma Gnucci versus the Punisher, who we've all been waiting for, of course.
Mm-hmm.
This is the cover to issue number 9. Such a great cover.
All the covers are so good. Tim Bradstreet.
Yeah, Tim Bradstreet on the cover.
I love it.
As we'll close this off, I wanted to read a letter that was because in the trades, you get the letters in the back that people would send in letters to Marvel. Joe Quesada was the guy back then. He was the editor-in-chief, I believe.
I think he was running Marvel Knights at the time. I think that was
okay. So yeah, he was probably.
I may be wrong on
Marvel Knights. Yeah, editor and chief. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe just for Marvel Knights, though. I don't know.
I might be wrong. I think that was his baby.
There's this funny letter. A lot of them are praising this book. Most of them are praising the book. But there's this one letter that's just hilarious. I love the new Punisher. To whom it may concern, I love the new Punisher series, but I have a big problem with it. You're glorifying violence. I know you don't mean to, but let's be honest, you really are. Everything in this book is funny. Every time the Punisher or anybody else shoots somebody, it's funny. Every time he breaks somebody's neck, it's funny. Violence isn't funny. Yeah. It's fun to watch when it's not real, but still, I think you should be taking the Punisher theme a little more seriously. The Punisher is categorized as an anti-hero, but he's still a hero, which means the Punisher book should have moral values. He kills bad guys who deserve what the Punisher does to them. I think you're forgetting to present why these bad guys deserve to die. All you're showing is what cool way is the Punisher kills them. Show some dude beating his wife, or a drug dealer trying to force some kid to do drugs. A child molester. People whom in the real world would love to see locked in a room with the Punisher. Thanks for listening. So the response, I think we have enough of the kind of stories you would like to see out in the market already. What Garth and Steve do is called black humor and something sorely lacking in today's comics. You get the joke. Do you feel that others won't? So I just think it's super funny how this guy's like, violence isn't funny.
Yeah. No, yeah, this guy's like, violence isn't funny. This is good. Violence needs to be real.
Means the Punisher book should have moral values.
Yeah, but like he doesn't want cartoony violence, but he wants it as realistic as possible. That is kind of weird. No,
Right, like
I
this
don't like
guy's
funny violence. I want it disgusting. I want it disgusting and horrid with no kind of entertainment value. I just want to be repulsed. That's what I want. No,
it's
that's terrible.
yeah, but like I said, most of the letters are definitely praising the book. I've just finished issue number 7. It's like, the best series so far.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, oh, I can't believe this is ending in X amount of issues, because this was coming out monthly. So I can imagine what Punisher fans were feeling.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, because it's one of the best. It set the tone for what the Punisher is now. Like he took him out of the weird action movie era of the 80s and 90s and kind of made him his own actual thing versus just like another weird Sylvester Stallone or kind of Steven Seagal badass fighting man character to just a vigilante who kills bad people.
Right. So this was issue number 8. Very, very good storytelling so far. Picking up the action as the Punisher's recovering. Oprah Boys Book Club.
Oprah Boys?
The Conquistador Comic Book Club, where we do some deep dive reviews. Finishing off the series. Welcome back, Frank, the Punisher. Next episode should be next Thursday. We will be doing issue number 9.
Number 9? Sorry.
We might be doing issues 9 and 10.
Let's do it.
So issues 9 and 10, and then that will be our what do they call it? Preseason finale?
Yeah.
Our preseason finale, issues 9 and 10 of the Punisher series. Welcome back, Frank. 2000 to 2001, published under the Marvel Knights imprint. Written by Garth Ennis, drawn by Steve Dillon and Jimmy Palmiotti on the inks. So we will be doing issues 9 and 10 next Thursday. Catch us here on the Conquistadork stream, our Conquistadork live stream, Oprah Boys Book Club. Thank you guys for hanging out, everybody in the Conquistador comic book chat, and have a great rest of your week.
Yeah, enjoy, guys.
Great rest of your night.
Thank y'all.